The UFC will soon be introducing AI, but not necessarily in what you may think. The first thing that they're going to be doing is using AI to do the rankings. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Before we get into it, I want to say one thing. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Guys, let's bring you over to this post by MMA Orbit, and it's very, very quick and easy to go over to MMA Orbit. So what they had to say was Dana White tells Renato Moicano not to worry about his non-movement in the lightweight rankings following UFC Paris because AI will be here to fix it soon. He says the people due to the rankings currently know nothing about the fighting. First of all, it's very weird to me, and we've heard this before, that there's people outside the UFC or people like kind of loosely tied to the UFC doing the rankings. I just think that's so weird. Why not have guys like Dana White and the team who make the matchmaking just make it themselves? I understand there could be bias in there, but I'm sure there's bias in whoever's making the rankings. Plus, if you were to take a look at things like pound for pound rankings, yeah, bias is absolutely introduced to it. I just think it's really, really weird in general that we have issues with the placements of the rankings. And to bring AI into it is a very, very interesting idea, because how is that going to go? Especially when you take into consideration, like, you know what, maybe they could do the pound for pound. If they could just take a look at all of the wins, all of the accomplishments, put them all in together. They could take recent performances. But then again, I guess they could do that for the regular rankings. I just don't know why AI is the first thing that they're going to get into. Like, if they want to get into the AI idea, why not do it like PFL does? Because they have AI scoring. They have AI counting the strikes. Again, AI is only in its infancy, and I can imagine that as the sport goes on, as time goes on, as AI further develops, it's only to get more integrated into different sports. Maybe AI will be the first one to catch like cheating and instant replays, and you can get point deductions. But I wanted to take a look over at the UFC rankings right now to see if, like, can AI even, is there something that AI really needs to fix? Like, take a look at the flyweight division, bantamweight division, Ilia Topuria in the featherweight division. I think for the most part, the rankings are pretty good. But then you scroll down onto the lightweight division, because that's where supposedly the problem is. And of course, I'm in the way over here. There we go. I still need to set up more OBS scenes, guys. But anyways, so you have Islam Makhachev, Arman Tsarukyan, Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler, Beneil Dariush, Mateusz Gamrot, Rafael Fiziev, Max Holloway, Renato Moicano at 11. But Renato Moicano just beats Benoit Saint-Denis. What's the big deal? And should he really be boosted up in the lightweight rankings for that? Is that something that AI is going to take into consideration? I don't understand why. Like, Dana White's talking about this so confidently, like, oh, don't worry, they know nothing about UFC. AI is going to be here to fix it soon. Like, does it really need to be fixed that much? I don't see the issue with Renato Moicano being at number 11. Like, if it was up to me and I just eyeballed the fighters at this point in their career, like ignoring who they beat, because if you talk about who beat who, Renato Moicano deserves to be around a number 11. It makes sense. I don't know if it would really change things, like taking a look at Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje's recent losses and made me move them down a little bit. But just because he's on a win streak, just because he fought great guys and won, doesn't necessarily mean you get to beat the number 3 and number 4 guy. I don't know what AI would really change, but something I'm very confident that AI would change, though, is the pound for pound rankings. And it's a little bit odd to me that Dana White is so excited for this because it's just going to take Jon Jones out of the pound for pound rankings. And hang on just a second. Why is Jon Jones not in the pound for pound? No way. No. Oh, never mind. Okay. I'm stupid. I see him at number 3. I didn't see him for some reason, and I thought he was out of the rankings. I was like, that's why they want AI, is to bring Jon Jones back into the rankings. I thought he got removed for inactivity, but I'm just a big idiot over here. So I understand, like, Alex Pereira, Islam Makhachev, that makes sense to be above Jon Jones right now. Is the reason Dana White wanting AI is because maybe you can influence it? The UFC can influence the AI, be like, hey, generate what you believe to be the pound for pound. Of course, like, that wouldn't be the prompt, but it would be something to the extent of, hey, generate a pound for pound rankings based on this, this, and this, and make sure Jon Jones is number 1. AI would do that. You can even put in and update it after every single event with the new information that we put into the UFC website, but always make sure Jon Jones is number 1. That's something they would do. Is that why Dana White's so excited for it? Because again, I don't see the big deal about it. That's all. I don't get it. I just think that maybe they can push who they want to push. If there's a Conor McGregor in the sport, like Conor McGregor comes back and let's say loses to Michael Chandler, then you go back to the pound for pound rankings and Conor McGregor's going to get up here. And where's Michael Chandler? Conor McGregor would debut at number 7 probably. But AI would would AI even do that? Would the people behind the UFC right now even do that? But you can just input this into AI and be like, hey, put Conor McGregor right behind Michael Chandler, wherever you end up putting Michael Chandler after his fight with Conor McGregor. It's just an example. I know I don't have faith that Conor McGregor will ever fight, but it's a very, very interesting discussion to be had. Please tell me in the comments down below, is there anything that you think AI could be introduced to the UFC? I think it could be really, really helpful, and I think that I might want to make a video on how exactly AI could help the sport. But for this specifically, why do you think Dana White's so hyped up about it? I think there's like a little bit more deep into it than we might believe. But let me know what you think down below. Thank you for being here and watching the video. If you want to keep watching the channel, because it was a short video, check out this video on screen. YouTube thinks you like it the best, guys. I would love to have you over there. Take care, guys.